Hey, what's up, guys? Oh man, I know it's been quite a while. I want to jump right into talking about the market, but the reason why I had a big period of not making videos is that I'm actually dealing with a health condition that's starting to get better, but it was affecting my vocal cords, and talking for 10 minutes straight just caused me a lot of pain and strain deep in my chest and my vocal cords. It's been going on. It's about an 8-month stretch of dealing with that, and it's starting to look a little better. I don't know if I'm a cured situation, but anyways, I'm gonna make a video today, and hopefully more as I keep getting better. I hope. And that's how it goes. But let's jump into the market, man. I know. Let's look. I know it's been so long. We got to talk about some things. We're in that limbo point. Bitcoin is just bouncing off of 8,000 over and over again. I know I posted some things in the Moonbase crypto group. This is a critical point. It mirrors the point right after last 2017 fall crash when it kind of started to, the bull run started to grow out of it. And then it's like everybody's waiting right now. Volume is down, as you can see here. Volume's down. The people that are holding are kind of hitting the point where it's like they're exhausted. They're tired of trying to chase these, or they're tired of watching their portfolios bounce up and down over and over again. I think they're kind of a lot of the people that are really in this because they enjoy it and like it and believe in blockchain are holding on. They're just saying, you know what? If it goes down, Bitcoin goes down to 7,000 and drags the whole market with it, F you. Like, they're tired, and the day traders are still manipulating. I mean, that's what they always do. It's not manipulation exactly, even though it's exactly kind of what it is. They manipulate minute to minute price of Bitcoin, and it affects the whole market. So I'm not saying anything new yet, but we're all waiting. Is it going to test the 7,000 support level? The answer is maybe. You can't assume anything when you've got millions of people determining the fate of what is a money market chart. We have to wait and see how it plays out. I know some callers like to go ahead and say this is going to happen, this isn't going to happen. I like to be smart, and we can see things form and create more educated opinions from different prerogatives on where the market goes. For example, if the market were to shoot up here, then it creates greater leverage and tension to want to pull it down. And that's because the shorts are covering their butts, and it rockets it up. And then when that stops, it naturally creates a pull down. And, you wait for everybody to get reoriented in the longs, or you get new short positions being taken. It's reasons like that. That's why I don't sit here and say, boom, we're going to go to here in 2 months. It's tempting to do that. But when it's for yourself and you're having fun, that's great. And who doesn't want to do that? But when you're working with other people and talking with other people about where the market's coming and going, you don't want to lead people astray. And that means me, when I'm doing these videos and talking to people in the groups and stuff, I don't like to lead people astray. And that's why I don't assert guarantees, because the only people who have asserted guarantees are the people that don't know money market charts very well. And I know money market charts too well. I did 2 years of indicator writing and pure chart study of the stock market, and that was a decade ago. So this stuff is it's like, once you're a pro skier, you can always ski. It doesn't matter what happens. You know what's going to cause you to tip over. That's why you see the caution in me, and the way I make up, I wouldn't even say calls, the way I highlight the directions and the possibilities. Anyways, we all know what's going on now. Everybody's been watching. We're just kind of getting batted around the waves, and that's just the way it is. We're going to go lower than 7,000? Don't know. We're going to hit 7,000. That's a real possibility because it's the two strongest support points here. It's also a support level over here. And again, I'm not looking at this as a comparison, and I never have been. And when the market rose through here and started to do this, I knew what was going on. We were in a runaway market, and man, it was a blast. We all had a ton of fun together, catching rides on that, and a lot of people just got bam smashed against the rocks over and over down here, and that's the way it is when fanaticism allows these charts to, you know, super moon, you know. It was good times. Now when we're looking at the potential bull market or bull run to grow out of this situation, it's going to be a little bit unpredictable, and that's because we're carrying a backlog of higher volatility here. The more volatility in the history, the more usually plays out in the future, and as things settle. I mean, we would have to see a really nice level playing field for like up to this length of this chart for the market to maybe take on its more smoother characteristics that were going on here, if at all. Everything's changing so rapidly in blockchain this year. You know, I wasn't in it in the early days. You know, there were crashes. I mean, anybody can go back to the charts and learn play by play, step by step, exactly what happened in the old days. And but this is how this plays out, and that's why I knew it was going to crash here, and that's why when we were up here, I said we might hit as low as global 200 to 300, and that is what we hit. We hit exactly that, and you know, calls like that are a little eerie, but we hit it. And I didn't make any videos really through the crash because I was working directly in the groups. I think I might have made one video, but we hit exactly global 250. I mean, I said we were going to go as low as 200 to 300, and we hit dead center. I mean, it kind of weirds me out a little bit. It's just length and volatility prerogatives, and it's a felt thing and a projected thing, and it's a TA thing, and that's how I came up with that determination. And now, like global, we were just looking at Bitcoin, we're looking at global now. 250 low, and now we're up to 450. So now we've created a bandwidth, and that bandwidth has a precedent, and that's played out right here. And this is giving us a channel, and we could be stuck in this channel for quite some time. I mean, lots of things can happen in this channel. We can drop low. Hopefully we don't do that. We're starting to feel a little bit of levelness. It's still hard to say, but wherever we go, this chart could play within this bandwidth for quite some time and still be meet market expectations, because we'll have little bull runs and little corrections. Are we ever gonna hit this all-time high? Honestly, as I just mentioned, like, I don't look at that as a legit all-time high. Yes, someday we might challenge that. Someday we might get this huge flood of the Wall Street money. Someday we might get, you know, a greater worldwide acceptance of coin, and that might lead to another super popular surge. And that's what happened here. This was a popularity surge, and that for money market charts to go this crazy, it usually requires people who don't know money market charts to be just dumping money in, because the people that know the charts are getting ready to leave every time they see these dips, and they exit. And the people who threw all that money in and don't know the charts, unfortunately, I mean, they might have still done great and got out, but a lot of them get burned, and that's the way these things work. It's what happened with the tulips. I'm sure you've heard about the tulips by now, but here we are, and I've been watching the charts so closely for the last 4 days, because to me this is a critical juncture. Where are we going to go? I mean, literally what's going on right now determines if we're going to drop down to $7,000 Bitcoin. Literally what happens right now determines if we're going to challenge this bandwidth I'm drawing right here, which is global 450. Are we gonna get up there and challenge it? Because once you challenge it, you get the resistance, and once you get over top the resistance, then you've got the support that it creates. So we're just in this mysterious time right now, and I've been hoping and wanting it to compare to last 2017 September, when the market correction or crash or whatever leveled out, and really hope we're there. But the thing is this bandwidth here is so big that the playing out phase takes days. And that's why it's like, boom, I'm watching this. Oh, I know you guys are too, but I'm really watching carefully because if we go down to 7, I don't really want to catch a drop down to 7,000. If there's evidence of a leak here, I mean, Bitcoin will drop 5 to 10%, but the alts, if we go down to $7,000 Bitcoin, the alts will lose 30 to 40% of their value. And I don't want to ride that out. I was really hesitant and almost unsure if I wanted to exit the market just in the last couple of days as the market dropped, but it just we're at the mysterious point here. It's the Bermuda Triangle of charts right here. Is the playing out after a crash recovery. So, okay, enough of the market. I want to make shorter videos, not longer videos. I'm going straight to EOS. EOS is releasing their mainnet. As I've been mentioning, mainnet, and as you might know, of course, mainnet releases don't exactly stoke huge pumps. EOS mainnet though might be one of the most people on the edge of their seats waiting for EOS to make their showing, and the reason is because they were the most recent competition for Neo in the last 5-6 months, and they just blew the doors straight off Neo, and Neo is at was it 10 billion valuation? EOS was at 4 billion, and I was saying EOS is going to take Neo. Well, then Neo goes on its little bull run during the market crash of all things. And I was like, dang man, I'm thinking EOS can take Neo, and yet Neo just went on the supercharge, and EOS got left behind. I was kind of like, well, I don't know. I just still felt we needed to just keep wondering what was going on with EOS. And sure enough, EOS in the last few weeks has decimated Neo. EOS peaked at 15 billion. At the same time, Neo's just dropping, cruising down to 5 billion. EOS actually tripled Neo's value. And I'm going, damn, now that's what I was calling, like that's what I was predicting would happen. And the reason is, EOS is still a mystery to the market. And this is one of the most important concepts to always remember. EOS still has mystery. Mystery in fanatic markets where people enjoy the product and they're not just in it to squeeze a penny, even though that is what's going on. The mystery is the same thing as people have hope and dreams for themselves. They have hope and dreams for the mysterious cool product, and EOS still had that mystery. Neo was tested. Neo was sluggish when it was tested. Neo's ICOs weren't exactly appealing to a lot of people. A lot of the ICOs were third-tier cryptos. They weren't exactly related to crypto itself. There were a lot of service industries just trying to be like, boom, now we're a crypto too. So it's like, it's not that Neo is bad or has done bad. It's that Neo has been seen, and we haven't seen EOS play out. Oh, and the other thing with Neo, of course, is the Neo-gas relationship. I mean, that was novel and cool a year ago, but now, I mean, why are we managing 2 cryptos just to manage 1 crypto? Like, honestly, if Neo just came out today and was like, boom, we're a single crypto instead of this Neo-gas relationship, everybody would be stoked about that, because simplicity and market usability, that's the key to business. That's why Google won out over other search engines. All they concentrated on was being super fast and having decent results, and their page was dead blank. This page, this search engine beat everybody, and it was because they streamlined everything, and they added services later. And the services, they focused and they magnified based on the purpose. Google Maps, Google Shopping. They tried to compete with Facebook. They lost that one because Facebook focused. Okay, so anyways, EOS, yeah, are we going to pump on the mainnet? Honestly, don't know. The thing is EOS has taken up so much runway for itself by hitting 15 billion and now still at 11 billion. Like, it's going to take a lot to double and triple Neo now. So now we run into that situation to where the wise investors looking at the multipliers, and NEO might have priced itself out of a surge. Yet I think, oh, I'm sorry, EOS might have priced itself out of a surge. Yet I think with the airdrops and this and that, EOS is working on some things that are going to keep people drawn in some. I looked at the airdrops; they're okay. Hopefully they keep that rolling. But and the airdrops, the bigger they are, the better response they're going to get. Anyways, let's ditch EOS for now. I'm not saying it's a no-go or a buy. I think EOS is going to have another run again, but I look for multipliers for myself and for you guys as well. Zilica was our smash hit success. Been calling that since the ICO phase. I did not call a purchase on Zilica until we hit the lows because it was due to dump. I mean, the market timing of the release, this and that, you know. So around I started calling Zilica around here as a hot window to buy, and it just became one of the big hits. And I'm not going to repeat things. I could go on about how great of an idea that was, but we already talked about it in the groups, and it was great. There was a few big hits. BNB. Let's go and talk about Binance. Oh no, wait. Before I talk about Binance, what I wanted to say is Zilica is in the pump phase. The ICO has its peak, and we're doing a drop, and that's why I stopped calling Zilica as a buy. The week after, you know, once we hit peak, and the same thing with WAN Chain. What we're seeing is WAN Chain had a fantastic run. Also been calling WAN Chain since before the influencers picked it up. The moment they had even mentioned their existence in relationship to Aeon, which I'm a huge fan of. And just a glorious run. And we're in the same thing. WAN Chain, it's, you know, you can only value so high with unseen product, and WAN Chain and Zilica both hit the $1 billion mark. Ultra fast. Only a highly revered protocol could do that, and they both did it in the same phase of time. Awesome. But this surge brings me back to Genesis, another one I like, but which had experienced something similar. It just had a rocket booster of a takeoff, and it just started to blow off steam. And that's because fanaticism brought it here, and then the market kind of wakes up and goes, but we haven't seen a product yet. And then they start looking at the roadmap and like, oh, the product's not coming out for a year. And then they start really about here start going, I'm not getting the returns I want. What crypto is going to go up right now? What's going up right now? And it's honestly, it's my crypto motto. I say it all the time to people in the groups who are like, what's going on with BitDegree? What's going on with this or that? Like, I'm holding this giant bag. And my comment, probably the comment that I leave the most for people is so simple and great. Take that money and put it in something that will go up now. You gotta move with the trends, because the entire game of a stock market or this and that, you know, it's like a board game. The entire game is you got to ride the highs. You have to find what's going to go up, and if not to chase the ups, it's to avoid going down, because what's not going up tends to go down. People get bored and they pull out, they're like, well, I'll take a 5% loss, 10% loss and get out, because they want to get it up into something that will move on. So even good ones like Zilica and WAN, they gotta taper off, and it doesn't help that the market started to sputter out. You know, the last 10 days, WAN's been going down. WAN and Zilica are probably going to have amazing futures. They're already down in price. They're starting to look like buys again. If the market turns up, then WAN and Zilica are buys again. Zilica hung, still $1 billion. And I haven't called Zilica as more than WAN, but WAN as greatness. And WAN's lost quite a bit of value, but it will go up again. And enjoyable ride there. And just want to talk about that concept, but here we go. Havven. Havven, I've been keeping an eye on since ICO phase. I didn't want to try to ICO any kind of stable coin during a market crash, because some of the other stable coins like Maker, they don't really perform that well. And I'm going to look at Maker at the same time with you. Maker rode the market, dumped with the market, and now it rides again. It's basically following the market, and the only stability we're getting out of Maker on the charts is that, like, here we are, peak 1700, all the way here with 1500. So it literally lost 2/3 of its value, just like most of the altcoins. So where's the stability there? And I'm not down in Maker. They need to tighten up their internal algorithm though to provide stability if they're going to be a stable coin. Havven's unique in that I think that internally they're actually two cryptocurrencies. You interface with one Havven one, but there's two in there, and they're offsetting each other. And so far, an impressive move. The market's going down, and it's not only correcting small. It's not losing much value as the market is dumping alts, but it's starting to grow again. And I'm starting to feel it's like I've been waiting for this one, for this type of situation, and often thought that there needed to be a crypto that really could perform like this. And that's basically like a one that behaved and tracked with the market in such a way that it was a good, stable, long-term investment for people that are very cautious and don't want to experience high volatility. And I don't know if Havven has that special sauce, but I'm liking what I see on this chart. I mean, here we are. This is March 16th. I mean, this just cruised through a really volatile market period and is doing good. And the thing is, we still got to keep watching because this could be, I mean, still fresh ICO. This could still be fresh ICO action, but it's starting to be to where I'm starting to feel like, man, I want some Havven. And it's not the type of low percentage returns that I would like to chase down, but it's just like you see something with this chart, it makes me want it. It's the slow build chart. It's how I picked Sonam back in early fall last year, and why I stuck with Substratum for this nice long period. It just offered stability and the slow growth, and it's like, man, that one is just like revving to go. And who knows about what's up with Havven, but it's been on my radar since it came into existence, and I recommend keeping an eye on that too. Okay, I think that's it for today. We did just recently finalize moonbasedcrypto.com version 1.0. I don't want to cover it in this video. I want to do a whole coverage of it in a separate video, but check it out, guys. Check out the group, Moonbased Crypto Facebook group. Just search Moonbased Crypto in the Facebook search box. It's very easy to get in. You just got to agree to read the little rules we've got, and the rules are simple. Simply, I try to create a framework to box out what everybody's getting tired of in some of the other groups. And I know having post tag ideas and this and that, it creates a slower growth. People kind of have resistance. They don't want to feel in being controlled, and I'm not trying to. We don't want to create a control environment of any kind. But what we want is something that's a little unique, so that we can use the other groups for things like, Wynn's wine chain coming out. They got asked 10 billion times. We don't want that in Moonbased Crypto group. We want usable trade information that we're all sharing among each other. And I hope the group continues to grow. There's so many great people in the group, and I enjoy interacting with everybody in the group. And it's leading to the website that I started developing last December and January. And I said I'm not releasing the website in the market crash, but I will open up the Facebook in the market crash. And we opened the Facebook group, and the growth's been steady. We had another 10 to 20 members a week, and but everybody left the market when the market wouldn't stop crashing. It got boring, and I think it got really painful. People didn't want to they didn't want to watch. It's the opposite of the excitement they were feeling in December. Is this is just downright depressing. People are involved in crypto because they want to be able to take a small bit of their money and turn it into a real change of life. And I know everybody goofs about Lambos and this and that, but I think the ultimate core is the humanity within everybody. Is people in general are wary. They have a lifetime of work ahead of them, and it's depressing, and the economy works against them. The production levels are 6 times what they were whatever 50 years ago. You know, humanity can produce 6 times more, and yet there's still poverty, and yet the working class and the middle class still have to grind every day as if time stood still for the lower and middle class. And that's the draw to cryptocurrency. I mean, blockchain has the decentralized concept, and it's wonderful in so many ways, but the fact is it's a little piece of the so-called American dream of actually, you know, maybe some people can escape the rat race, you know, that's pitted against them. And so when we watch the market topple, who wants to watch that? You know, I wish I could have made a couple of videos during that period. Man, my vocal cords, it's actually into my lung. It was just toast. But as you can tell, I sound like a normal person today. It's wonderful. The healing has just begun, and hopefully keeps going, guys. Anyways, I'm going to quit talking about myself and anything at all, because it's time to look at some charts, and I wish the best in all your trades, and we will see you soon. Have a good one, guys. Peace.